Welcome to the Notary Educators with Kimmi Podcast. Hosts Kimmi and Jeff Nunnally, along with Alexis Franklin, share expert insights to help you launch and grow a successful mobile notary business no matter what state you are commissioned in. Learn how to become a top-notch loan signing agent and get answers to common notary questions. Explore our all-inclusive $47 monthly training library, plus live weekly online coaching sessions with courses on general notary work, wedding efficient services, remote online notary, ink fingerprinting, apostille, translation services, and I-9 completion. Notary Educators, LLC is your one-stop shop for notary training. Tune in to the Notary Educators with Kimmi podcast and subscribe to the Notary Educators with Kimmi's YouTube channel also for more tips. Take your notary business to new heights.
Notary Educators with Kimmi. You know, I recently changed the channel, so I'm still coming to grips with that. Notary Educators with Kimmi. I am your #1 notary educator, where I teach you not only how to stamp that paper, which you must know, and also how to grow your business. Oh, let me cut that down. Sorry. I forget every time. That's YouTube telling me that I'm live. I'm sitting here, so I know that, right? So anyway, hey guys, welcome. Again, I am Kimmi, a notary educator, trainer, mentor, all of that, all of the above. I teach people nationwide how to become a great notary. That's my passion. The money will come, but you have to know your notarial duties first. And that's what I'm really good at. And also helping you to grow the business. I teach you how to market, do apostilles, and fingerprinting. Anything you want to know, I know how to do it just about. Only thing I don't do a lot of is remote, because we're not remote in this state. So I do 0 remote, but I know all about it. Welcome, everyone. So again, welcome to those on the replay, those on the podcast. And today we are talking about, how to become a notary public. I know you might be saying, Kimmi, I already know that. But there are a lot of new people, and people are always still trying to learn this industry. They're still hearing about it. It is a secret. I always call it the best kept secret, because a lot of people still don't know about it. There are many people that have their commissions and don't know what to do with them. So today I'm going to give you 5 steps into becoming a notary. What does that look like? Each state is going to be just a little bit different, but the main principles don't change, okay? It's just like if you're baking a chocolate cake. At the end, you got a chocolate cake. Some people put chocolate chips in their cake. Some people put pecans in their cake or brownies, but at the end of the day, you got brownies. So that's what we're doing today with this notary business. I'm going to go over the key steps with you, how to start your notary business. And I'm going to just put this on YouTube really quick, so give me a second. How to start a notary, how to become a notary. How to become a notary, and if you got questions on starting your business too, how to become a notary, we're talking about notary training. We're going to cover the whole gamut today. So let me put this in here and we're going to get started. How is your Sunday going? How's everyone's Sunday? It is Sunday for me. I don't know what day you are watching this. Maybe it's your day off work and you're just catching up on your YouTube videos, whatever it is. You're welcome to the party. Welcome, welcome. Let's see, let me just throw this on here and then we will get started. I had to start doing this, guys, because I realized people are trying to find out what the video is about and they don't know. So I got to go ahead and do this while we are live, and it won't let me do it any other time. So that's a YouTube thing. All right, let's get to it. So if you are new here, you are true here. Okay, let's do it. So number 1 step to become a notary is check your state requirements. So each state is just a little bit different, as I was saying earlier, but in most states you have to be 18 years old. You must be a legal resident of that state. So I get the question a lot, can I be dual commissioned? People want to know, well, can I be a notary in the state of Georgia and in the state of South Carolina? Because a lot of states border each other, right? Or someone may be living in Nevada and then California is right at the border. Can they be dual commissioned? Can they be a state in Nevada, a notary in Nevada and in California? The answer is typically depending on what each state says. So some states will allow you to have a dual commission. That means I can do notaries in Georgia and I can do notaries in South Carolina if I conduct business in either state. So typically they either want you to live in that second state or conduct business there. So what is conduct business there? Maybe you have a office right across the state line, okay? Maybe you have a rental property there. So some kind of way, though, you need to be connected to that state. You can't just say, I want to be dual commissioned and work in multiple states just to get more money. That's just not how it works, okay? So each state is going to be a little bit different. They also are checking to see if you have any felonies. Now, just because you have a criminal record does not mean that you can't be a notary. That's going to be very state specific. So it might be a minor infraction, and that won't stop you from becoming a notary, okay? So you definitely have to check your state handbook or the state laws. And that typically starts at the Secretary of State. Georgia's a little bit different. It starts with our Clerk County office. But most states, you go right to your Secretary of State website. You can type in notary for California, notary for Alabama, whatever state you're looking for, and go to Secretary of State's website. And it will tell you exactly. So it doesn't mean you cannot be a notary if you have a criminal record. You still may be able to, okay, just depending on what the offense was. Also, some states require you to register to vote. Yes, South Carolina is one of those states. They require you to be a registered voter. Now, does that mean you have to actually vote? No, but if that's a requirement and you're not registered to vote, then you won't be able to become a notary there. Okay, so that's just the way it is. And each state is going to be a little bit different. So again, 18 years of age, be a legal resident of that state. Hey, Lisa. And also no felony convictions, okay? And again, certain misdemeanors, you may be able to still be a notary in your state. Number 2 is complete a training course. Now, honestly, most states do not require you to have any training. You get your commission is what it's called. It's not called a license. You get your commission from the state, and then they say go. There are a few now becoming a little bit more restrictive, requiring you to take a basic training, very basic. In Georgia, it's $10. Other states have some free training, like an hour session. California has the most intense. California and Louisiana have the most intensive training. California, 6 hours. And Louisiana, New York is also very stringent. Yeah, New York, another state. But the rest of you, they don't really give you anything to go on. And even if you trained in any of those other states, a little training with the state, it still doesn't equip you for real life notary work. Okay, it's just enough to get the commission. So all of these websites that you visit for your state, when you go to .gov websites to become Secretary of State, they all tell you to take additional training. So we're hoping you will choose Notary Educators for your training. We do offer the most simplified version of training, the most economical way to train to learn the business, and also along with live mentorship. Weekly, we meet live, and then we have a group chat also in replay. So we have an excellent training program. So many states, as I was saying, recommend that you take some type of training, and so you can learn your duties and responsibilities, okay, and learn the legal aspects of being a notary. And the courses that are offered at the state level are just not sufficient. They're not. Right now, I have people in mentorship that they will tell me, well, my state says such and such. Hey, Corinthia, yes, it's Sunday. Jeffrey was like, Kim, ain't nobody coming to your live on Sunday. I said, well, they may not be there, but I'm going to be there, okay? And they can go back and catch the replay, so welcome. Yeah, he was like, ain't nobody going to be there. Hey, Ramona, how you doing? Yeah, he said, nobody going to be there, so I got some people here I got to tell him. Anyway, if I show up, you show up. That's what they said. If you build it, the people will come, right? So anyway, back to the knowing your duties as a notary in your state. The state, again, is going to give you very minimal training, very minimal. You have to invest in your education if you want to have a successful notary business. There's no way around that. Nobody can just pop it in your head. You're not going to be able to open up just one book, and I give you what has taken me years to learn in a very simplified manner. That's my gift, is to be able to teach people how to be a notary, how to start your business, how to be the best notary you can be, and then the money will follow, okay? The next thing you have to do is submit an application. Okay, every state you have to submit an application. Now, a lot of us nowadays don't like filling out stuff. We can click, 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 and tap, tap, tap on our phone, but you have to fill out a good old-fashioned application. You can fill it out on most websites, and then you still have to print it, have it notarized sometimes, and take it to the Secretary of State to receive your commission. Okay, so you will fill out the notary application, again, depending on what Secretary of State office you go to, where you're located. And it's usually, so whatever state you're in, it's also broken down by county. So you have to find out what county you live in. Sometimes people don't even know what county they live in. No shade, but people don't know what county. So you may live in California, but what county do you live in, okay? What jurisdiction do you live in? Or what borough, if you're in New York, where you live at? So this may involve paying an application fee, which is very minimum. That's why I love this business. Also, the startup cost is so small. So like in Georgia, it's only like $46 to $50. Most states are really cheap. Let's see, how much is it to become a notary? New York is high. Let's see, how much is New York? How much? Let's put fee. Fee to become, unless somebody here can tell me right quick, become a notary. Let's do New York. In New York, because New York and California is the highest of everything. How much? Oh, you see, yeah, New York is $60. Then you got to take a $15 exam. You have a $95 annual background check. So yeah, it's a lot. So I actually have, let me show y'all too while we're talking. For each state, I have written a book for each state. So like Indiana has their own book. Who's that? Florida, Georgia. I have one for all 50 states and DC. And it goes over a lot of the stuff we're talking about today. But this book actually tells you how to start your notary business. That's something else too that your state is not going to do. The state don't even recognize that you're starting a notary business. They just think you're becoming a notary. But I'm teaching you to start a notary business. So there's a difference. A lot of people have their commission. I meet people all day. My great-grandmama was a notary, but she didn't run a notary business, and she definitely didn't run it like a boss, okay? All right, let's keep going. So anyway, you have to fill out an application. So also in Georgia, in other states, you have to have two people. Most states, you have to have two people that know you. Two people that know you. And they can say that they, it doesn't have to be close friends or whatever, because I get people all the time asking me, can I serve as the person that know them? And I'm like, no, I don't just sign people's applications like that. And I don't recommend you do it either. Try to get a coworker, somebody you go to church with, even if it's a friend of a friend. But don't just ask a random stranger, hey, can you be my co-signer for me that you know me so I can get my notary commission? Please don't do that, because people don't like it, okay? So there's somebody that you know. Somebody that knows you. So typically you need 1 to 2 people to say that they know you. Corinthia says, do your books replace the state primers that NNA sells? I've been hesitant to buy from NNA. No. So the NNA primer is going along with your state handbook, your state notary handbook. I always recommend you have that. The primer is supposed to be like a simplified version of each state's notary handbook, okay? So I bought a primer just because I'm an educator and I want to know a few years ago. Would I recommend it? If you have your state handbook, it's more than sufficient. My books are designed that I wrote for each state to help you start your business. None of those books help you start your business. So in my book, I cover such things as pricing, marketing, well, let's see. The opportunities, let's see what else. General notary work versus loan signing, remote online notary, how to network, what is general notary work, how to become a signing agent. So my books cover the whole how to do the business, okay? How to start it. And it covers the part we're going over right now for each state. I have links in there if you do the digital that you can just click and it'll take you to your state website. So it's very thorough, but it doesn't replace your state handbook. It just teaches you how to do the business. Tennessee doesn't have an official handbook, just a general guide, and doesn't contain a lot of specifics. And that's another reason, Corinthia, why you need training. That's another reason why. So that's what I was saying earlier. One of my students, we were talking about something. And she was like, well, my state handbook says da-da-da. I understand what your state handbook says, but as you're continuing to learn this business and you learn with me, because I do the most, I'll be honest. I'm not just giving you basics. I give you everything you need plus. I'm that notary. I got COD. What is it? COD? Compulsive disorder. I gotta make sure my stuff is straight. Tell me what that is, y'all. I can't think. I need a piece of sugar. But anyway, yeah. Compulsive disorder. But anyway, not literally, but OCD. Thank y'all. Thank you. OCD. Yes. I was like, I can't get that straight. OCD. Yes. Obsessive compulsive disorder. Thank you. But that's me when it comes to my notary business, though. I want to make sure everything is correct. I don't just half step. So I'm going to teach you things sometimes that your state might be like, for example, in many states, it says you don't have to have a journal. I've been doing this thing here on YouTube for like 4 years, and I had my business for like 6. Day one, I don't do nothing without a journal. So your state says you don't have to have a journal, but your girl says you do. So I'm going against what the state says, right? Is that a bad thing? No, because if somebody calls you 6 years from now and they need you to go back and get that journal, you'd be like, oh, my state said I don't have to have one. And I had that happen to me. Somebody requested my journal and they knew I was in Georgia. So they said, oh, that's right. You don't have to have a journal. You probably don't even have one. Wrong. Your girl has a journal. I'm an educator. That's why I said sometimes I go above and beyond what's required. So I may be at odds with what your state says. Like Corinthia says, her state just has a couple little lines or a guide, right? No, I do this every day, so I know what's real. Your state don't do it. Whoever wrote that handbook, whoever wrote your little 2-3 pages, they don't do notary work. They're behind the desk. I'm out there in the field, so I know what needs to happen, what shouldn't happen, and how to make it better. Okay, so that's the difference. So to answer the question, no, my book does not replace your state handbook. It does not replace the NNA book, and the NNA strongly recommends it. What do they strongly recommend, Ramona? Their book. What do they strongly recommend? Let me know. So while Ramona's answering that question, though, so you want to, when you're submitting your application, be prepared to present identification, okay? A lot of times people figure, well, I could just use my phone or I could just use whatever. No, they actually want your ID when you go to apply for your notary commission, okay? Number 4 step is pass a background check. Now, some states require that you have a criminal background check or ink fingerprinting as part of your process to have a clean legal record. Now, the NNA does run a background check on you, but for your regular commission, most states are looking at your number. That's why they have you fill out an application. They're looking at your driver's license number, making sure you're not a criminal. NNA strongly recommends a journal. Yes. And I recommend it too, like I said, from day one. So your state, again, may say you don't have to have a journal, but if I teach you, that's number 1. Number 2, number 1 is have your handbook. Number 2, though, is you have to have a journal. So I don't care what your state says. All right. So that's great, the NNA. I'm not against the NNA by a long shot. I'm a NNA ambassador. Okay. I represent the NNA, but I also represent you as notaries. So I'm not going to just sell you something or tell you to go buy something over there just because. I don't do that even on my own program. So I'm definitely not going to do it over there. But I'm all NNA. I buy my insurance from NNA. Again, I'm an ambassador for NNA. So, yeah, your girl loves the NNA. But I'm just not telling you to buy every single thing they have. I'm just not. I only get my background check from there, too. FYI. People will try to go around and go to the state this and do that. No, you need to go to the NNA because that's the most recognized. That's the gold standard when it comes to being a notary. Okay. So yes, Ramona, they do recommend it. Corinthia says, I have a friend that wants to be a notary. She has a felony on her record from over 20 years ago. Do you think that would show up on her background check? Probably. I don't know that felonies go away. I don't know because I don't have a felony, to be honest with you, but I don't know. Thank you, Ramona. She says you are awesome. Yeah, I don't know. Corinthia, that's why I said she could try, depending on what the felony is. I don't know, do they fall off? I don't know the process. Is it something she can have expunged? Is it not even true? Is it not even valid right now? You know what I'm saying? It's a lot of questions involved. That's why in my very first statement, I said, just because you have something doesn't mean you can't qualify. And that's what stops a lot of people. They don't even do a little extra investigating, to find out, hey, yeah, I got this happen, but that was 10 years ago. Maybe I can still qualify. Okay. Next thing we have is we talked about passing a background check. And the last thing is to get your actual commission. So don't start stamping papers because you did an application. That does not make you a notary just because you filled out the application. You have to have the actual commission, okay? So sometimes people think, I already signed up, so I can go ahead and start stamping papers. No, you cannot. Wait until you get the actual commission. And then once your application is approved, then you would get the commission certificate, which is pretty cool. It have your name on it. Some states have a commission number. Some states do not. Our state doesn't have a commission number, but it does have like a number on the certificate that they've given us. So that's what I typically write down when signing companies or someone requests my commission number. I'll just write that down. And then a lot of documents will say if applicable. So they already know some states have a number, some states don't. But if you do have a number, you will write it down in the front of your journal, just a little pro tip. And that way, when you need easily to access it, which is not every day, then you can, have it written there. I also have a little cheat sheet on my phone with notes. And that's part of my cheat sheet is my commission number, because you are asked to write it on a lot of documents, okay? So then, sorry, hold on. So once you get your certificate, then that's when we can start ordering our notary supplies. So I actually just cleaned up our website at notaryeducatorsllc.com with all of the supplies that I recommend. And you don't have to buy all of them at once because you don't need all of them to get started. But I do have everything just about I have in my bag over there on the website. And I'm going to do another notary supply video, what's in my bag, because like I have the arthritis ink pens on my list. And people say, what do I do with this? Because it's a chunkier ink pen for your clients that are older. So I'm going to actually do a whole nother notary bag. I'm going to write myself a note. And I'll pull out my bag and explain why I have certain things on the list. Okay. There we go. So then, so you get your notary supplies. Make sure some of them are state specific. Of course, your notary stamp will be. Some notary stamps do have your commission number on it. Others do not. It's based on the state. Okay. Also, people will ask me all the time, should I get, well, they don't ask me, but I usually tell them. And I've had it asked a few times, should I get a round stamp or a rectangular stamp? I always recommend rectangular because the round one doesn't fit all size documents. Okay. So I recommend get a rectangular stamp. That's more of a square and it's a little smaller. The round one will not fit everything. It will not. You will have that stamp rolling off the side of the paper. And then you'll be like, what do I do with this? So get a rectangular stamp. Now I do have more than one. That's one more recommendation I'll give you on this, and I'll take some of your questions. I always recommend having more than one stamp if your state allows. Some states do not. Okay. But if your state allows, go ahead and get you a second stamp because your stamps will break. You will run out of ink. A lot of things will happen while you're out there in these notary streets. So I always say have two, okay? So I actually have three. I have a round. I have, I actually have two squares, a round, and then I have an embosser, okay? So you don't have to have the embosser. I hear a lot of people say, you don't need that. That's old school. Your older clients and those that really know about notary will want to see that little gold seal on their documents. It's not a requirement. You don't have to have it, but I recommend it. And I always tell you what to do to shine out there in these notary streets. Okay. So what questions do you all have for me today? I'm done. So I'm going to recap your 5 steps to becoming a notary, and then you can feel free to ask me any questions you have for a few minutes. So you're going to check your eligibility requirements for your state. Typically, that's being 18, being a resident, and no felonies. But there are exceptions to every rule. Number 2, you're going to make sure you take a great notary training course. Your state may require it. If they don't, or even after you've taken theirs to get your commission, check us out at notaryeducatorsllc.com. The next thing is going to be to submit that application, wait for approval, get your background check if required, and then get your notary commission from the state. Then you can start stamping. And then get you some supplies. And then we're ready to go. All right. Then you're going to come back to notaryeducatorsllc.com and we are going to help you with your training and help you to build out that business. All right. So what questions do you all have for me today? What are we talking about? Because that's all I got. And I'll answer a few questions, and then I got a few projects that I am working on. So I'm going to go do a little bit more work today. And that's going to be it for me. Any other questions we have? If not, going once, going twice. Any other questions? What do we have? Nothing? I'll tell you about mentorship really quick. So our mentorship program is $47 per month. And it covers all of our 15 different training classes. You have access to all of those on demand, at your leisure. Then we have a weekly live session that's a piece of that. And then also included in mentorship is the group chat and access to all the replays. So you might be starting right now, but you can go back and take advantage of all the replays from last July, which is a lot of information, a lot of gems that has been dropped. So we have excellent sessions, and every week you will learn something different. Every day, even in chat, you learn something different. This notary space is, again, I always say it's not that complicated, and people quote me, and it's true, it's not. But if you don't know, you don't know. And most of the time, there's no one to teach you the correct way to do it. Or like I said, you get very basic or minimal training from your state level. So that's the number one thing, if I can encourage you, would be to take some training or teach yourself. Either one. Either I can teach you or you can self-teach, but either way, you got to get the knowledge. You have to. I see we have quite a few people that have joined. I will give you a few minutes to put your questions in the chat if you have any. Today we were talking about how to become a notary, and I gave you 5 basic steps. Doesn't matter what state you're in, you will take to become a notary. It is still the best kept secret. A lot of people don't know about it. They're like, people pay you for that? It's the funniest thing when I go to somebody's house and then I'm there 5 minutes and I charge them $75 for something. They're like, that's all you do? One lady a couple weeks ago, what did I do for her? Oh, an I-9. So people charge a lot for I-9 form. She came to me, so I only charged her $40. I think it was $40. And she was like, and the new form is even easier than the old form. So I do have a course on it if you haven't seen it, or you can self-teach right here on YouTube, whatever you want to do. But anyway, I have a course and about how to complete it. It's included in mentorship, but you can also buy it separately. If you did want to buy the courses separately, they are 60% off. Coupon code is WIN 2025, WIN 2025, or mentorship is $47 per month. Anyway, she says, you got a good hustle here. You just charged me $40 for 5 minutes. I was like, yeah. And loan signing, sometime when I'm doing those. One time my sister went with me to do a power of attorney signing at a nursing home. She was like, girl, that's attorney money, what you just made. I was like, yeah, because I don't even really like people to see how much I make. Because they're like, what? Because it depends. Each job is different. One job might be 40, one job is 25, the next one might be 150. So, but it all adds up. So that's why I'm always telling y'all, take them lower paying jobs sometimes. I know I get pushback from that. You shouldn't tell people to take lower jobs. It messes up the market or the industry. Somebody's going to take it. It might as well be you. Okay? You can't change everything. If it doesn't work for you and your budget, if it doesn't work for you and your business, don't take them. But I do take lower paying jobs sometimes. I'll take a $50 job. Now, when I first started, everything was like $100. That's what really got me. I was like, wait a minute, you mean you're going to give me $100 and all I got to do is print these papers and take them out there and this person sign it? That's all I got to do. Watch this person sign them documents. I was like, easy peasy. But now things have changed. So many people are coming to the market. It's not oversaturated because most people don't know what they're doing. They're messing up stuff and they got to call me to go out there and fix it. That's why they can't afford to pay everybody big money like they used to, because they already know each job going to take 2 to 3 notaries to get it fixed. Unless they call me or somebody that know what they're doing. And that's just real talk. Yeah, I was saying about one company, I would love to work with them even more, but they sent out 10 pages worth of instructions. And by the time I read all that, I'm over it. I don't need you to tell me to do all that, but the other average notary does. So that's why they send out 10 pages worth of instructions. So that's another story. So what other questions do we have? So Corinthia says, that's a good explanation for these low ball offers for signing companies. Oh, yeah. Yeah. And that's exactly why, Corinthia. No one talks about that, really. They don't. They just say, it's low ball. Well, I keep it real. And that's why they have to. They have to. There's no way they can afford to pay me. And you can see by the time that the notary that don't know what they're doing, by the time they take it for $50, right? They didn't know what they were doing. Now they got to pull it back in, look at the scan backs. It's all jacked up. Then they like, okay, let's call Kimmi, because I know I got to pay her though. See, they sent the first notary out there for $50. They can't send me out there for $50, typically. Not typically. So they already know I'm preferred. Let me go ahead. I got to pay her $75. I got to pay her $100 on top of the first $50 that they already paid the other notary who didn't know what they were doing. Real talk. It happens all day. It might be, sometimes you might get a signing to say deed signing only. I had one where the notary signed as the witness. Notary in most states cannot be the witness and the notary on the document. But that notary didn't know that. So my client had to get their stuff re-signed. That meant the signing company had to pay me again, which was an easy job. I just had to redo the deed, right? So you got to know how to play this game too. So you got to know your stuff, and you got to know how to price these services and price these jobs. Okay, that's an art. I have a whole book on how to price your services, because it's an art to pricing. If you don't know how to price, you have no business. If you don't know how to do your business, you have no business doing business. When I say that, if you don't know how to properly notarize, don't take jobs. I was saying on the last couple lives I've been on too, and it's going to sound like a broken record if you were here when I said it. Sometimes people are kind of smirk and tell me, oh yeah, I took that job as whatever, doing a loan mod, and I was able to do it without training. Okay, I'm happy for you. Okay, you got through one. Thank God. But how many more are you going to be able to fake it till you make it? How many? So we got a new saying around here, you can't afford not to take training. You cannot afford not to. Because if you don't take training, you will not be working. You've been and bought all that equipment, all that everything, all that commission, all that everything to jack up people's documents where they got to rehire me to go back out there. And you ain't working. So you cannot afford not to. So that is a good explanation. Yep. Hold on one second. So Learning is Winning says, hi, Kim. This is Teresa. Hey, Teresa. What social media would you recommend to showcase our business? What's up, Teresa? Teresa. For my business, I Google my business is going to be number one. Facebook is going to be my number two. Instagram, I even recently found a notary on Instagram that I've been using recently. He is thebomb.com. He did not train with me. But he's amazing. So I sent him work. He serves as a witness for me. I refer him to other notaries. So he's great. So even Instagram. So everywhere. I believe in showcasing your business everywhere. I wear t-shirts typically with my business on it, front and back. I have my magnets. I have my business cards. I pass out 2 or 3 of them at a time to every single person. So I don't play about my business. I don't. I'm very vocal in advertising it, because if you don't tell people, they won't know. There's no way for them to know who you are, what you do, if you don't advertise your business. There's just no way. They won't just find you. They're not going to be like, oh, I need a notary. Now, and the other thing I have working for me now quite a bit, you won't even believe my other best source of income when it comes to being a notary. I need to do a whole video on this. I'm going to do it. But you heard it here first. I'm going to write it down so I don't forget. That's 2 videos. Notary bag and referrals. I get so many people to say, oh, my cousin used you. My husband used you. My sister used you. I always tell this story. You probably heard it before. You've been with me at any time. I had a lady, I did like 5 notarizations for her. So finally her sister says, I need a notary. She said, oh, you should call my notary. Her sister was like, I didn't even know you had a notary. So I love telling that story, because I got people working for me now. I have so many referrals. It's crazy. And it may not be them or even a family member, but once you do a notarization and you do it correctly, you service your client in a way that's memorable. You make them feel loved, part of your family. People tell me and Jeffrey that all the time. I feel like I've known y'all forever. We just naturally have that, but it's our faith also that helps us to be those people. We're not naturally born, super kind. I think we are, but some people are nicer than others, and I love people. So I really do. I love, if you couldn't tell, I can talk to people all day. I can talk to a rock. And in the morning we wake up and I'm like, hey, Jeffrey. He's like, can you wait till 10 o'clock? Can you just wait? I I'm not a 10 o'clock kind of person. I wake up like this. That's what I tell him all the time. I'm like, we've been married a long time. I ain't changed from day one. I have my moments when I'm like getting on his nerves. I'm like, right? But overall, yeah, I wake up like this. I've been through a lot. Sometimes people are like, do you have any problems? Now I'm getting way off topic, y'all, but it's Sunday. We chilling, right? They'll ask me that. I've had people ask me that for years. You're always so upbeat. You're always cheerful. I've been through some hell, guys. I have. I lost my mom. I lost my dad. I lost my sister. I lost my father-in-law, all within 4 years, right? That was a lot. If my mother and my dad were not the people they were, even my sister and father-in-law, if they were not the type of people they were, I probably would have jumped off a cliff. Real talk. I'm not suicidal, so don't reach out and say, Kimmi, you okay? I am okay, right? I have my moments when I'm like, oh my God, half my family is gone, which is true, right? But overall, I'm like this every day. I just wake up. I'm pretty excitable. It don't take much for me to get excited. The littlest thing somebody do for me, I'm excited. I'm pleased. I'm like, thank you. So I might be a little bit different breed. I know that. And it's just who I am. So I do have my moments. So when people ask me, you don't have a problem in the world, you don't have a care in the world. Oh no, I got a lot of them. And I had one job I'll never forget. And people would come to work and they had issues, like real issues. You know, you're a single parent, you got into it with your maid, you losing your family members, they dying, whatever going on. And I had one manager, he would always say, you need to leave all that outside. Now, fortunately, I'm bent a little bit differently, so I was typically able to. But there would be times when I had one manager, he even wrote in one of my reviews, he put something like, when Kimberly is not having a good day, you can clearly tell. And they were right. If I'm having a whack, jacked up day, I will typically just stay by myself. Because that's not my norm. So when I can't present as my norm, I'll just stay by myself. I will. I'll stay in my bed or just stay in my house and won't want to be around too many people because I already know it's not going to be pretty. You know, and it's rare. It's so rare. But when it does happen, I'll just stay home. Because I'm not going to be good company. So I don't even know where all that came from, but let's read some of y'all comments. So we got Ramona laughing. Ramona says, true. Hey, General Davis. What's up? Corinthia says, do you have a referral loyalty talk process? I have a lady that refers all her classmates to me to have their certifications notarized, and I would love to reward her for the business. Yes, I do actually. So it's not a full-blown loyalty program. I have a person that he helps me. He's a friend of mine. He would help me a lot of times with translations. If it's something I didn't understand with my Spanish-speaking clients, I can call him and say, hey, such and such, I got this call. I call him a three-way. So I would give him Dunkin' Donuts gift cards by phone, $10, just to say thank you. And he loved them. So he was adding them up one day. He's like $100 worth of gift cards. And it's worth it to me. Uh-oh, Jeff gonna kill me. I got my foot on his computer. Yeah, it's worth it to me to give him $10 because I got the job for 50, 60, 70, 80, whatever. So yeah, I can afford to give him $10, right? So I'm very generous with my witnesses also. And as far as just my regular clients that refer people to me, I don't always give them a gift card like that, but on their next notarization, I might do it for free. I always send them a thank you. I always try to send them a thank you. And if, like I said, if they have another notarization, because you know your regulars, I might give them one for free. I did one for free the other day. He came to me, so it's a guy, he has works at a tow truck company, or something he does at a tow truck company, and we go down there quite frequently. So he called, he was like, hey, I thought he was somebody else because of my notes in the phone. So when I talked to him, I said, hey, you still do it? Because I needed something removed from the house. And I said, are you still doing like garbage pickup or something like that? Junk removal. He was like, no, you got me mixed up with somebody because I had junk in here. So he works at a junkyard, tow yard. So he said, I'm the guy you come down here and do notarizations for. I said, oh, okay. Then I remember it. So what I gave it to him. So he came to the house that day because this is one of these super cold days that we just had here in Georgia. So I did it, the whole notarization for free. I still record it in my journal, okay? And it may not be completely free. I might write it off as charity or something on my taxes. So it might not be completely free. Sometimes I'll do that. It's another way that I'll let my client go for free if I want to do it if they're repeat clients. And I'll just put on there a donation or a charity or something like that to the community. Some kind of way so I can get compensated on the back end is another way that I do it. So I'm not a tax professional. Disclaimer, but that's another way that I compensate my people. Just doing a free notarization for them. So I'm not above doing it. Learning is winning things. You're welcome. Yeah, so that's how I would reward, her, maybe a gift card to a restaurant if she likes coffee. In my case, my guy like Dunkin' Donuts, so I would shoot him a $10 gift card. Did it quite a few times actually. So that's how I reward people. Maybe lunch. Even when it comes to an apostille, if somebody refers me apostille, now that's a big enough dollar amount where I'll try to give them some cash. So if you have an apostille and you don't want to complete it, don't know how to, you can send it to me and I'll give you some of the money. So I've done that too with people. Sometimes notaries have referred business to me. Other notaries, for whatever reason, they can't do it because I do it full time. They'll send me a referral. So it's all kind of ways to get money. So I run my business, right? And then people refer business to me. Other notaries refer business to me. Now I have had other notaries. Now this is the only one that get a little tricky. I've had notaries where they are a notary and they figure that you should just do their notarization for free. What do you think about that, guys? Should you just do another notary? They call you, hey, I'm a fellow notary, and like you should just do it for free. I don't know. What y'all think about that? I'll tell you what I do. Let me tell you, what do y'all do? What's y'all thoughts on that? If a notary calls you just from the yellow pages, oh my God. If she just Google you and say, hey, I'm a notary up the street. What they tend to do, I'll tell you what they tend to do, and I don't like this. They'll call you, hey, how much is your fee? And you tell them your fee, right? And that's my fee. And then they'll say, oh, I don't charge that much, or I'm a notary, I don't charge. And I'm like, okay, that's your business. That's how you run your business. That's not how I run my business. We charge over here. This is a full-blown business. Like, you might be a work notary where you don't charge, right? Or your job is paying for your commission, so you can't charge. That's on you. So they wait till you go through your whole spiel, and then they'll say, oh, by the way, I'm a notary. What I'd rather you do is say, hey, I'm a notary also. I'm in need of a notary. Can you tell me what your fee is? Do you have any discounts for fellow notaries? Or just be straight up. Don't go through the whole process. Then you want to judge what I told you. And no, that's not working for me. That's not working for me. So I'd rather you just, like I said, tell me straight up. Tell me right off the bat what it is that you need, and then we can go from there. But all them playing games, and I always tell people this too, don't call other notaries trying to figure out their price and pretending to be a client. This is my last thing. I'm going to get ready to go. If y'all don't have any questions. Don't call other people's. Oh, y'all got a lot of questions. I'm sorry. Let me get to y'all questions right quick because I didn't scroll up. But yeah, people will call and pretend they're a notary to find out what somebody else charge. That's not how you do market research. Okay, you kind of look at their website because people get mad they're working. How much you charge? Oh, I just want to find out. That burns me up like nobody's business. All right, Corinthia says, do you offer discounts to neighbors and people in your immediate neighborhood? Nope. No. Nope. You could, but I don't. They pay the same thing because if they come into me, I don't charge them that much anyway. So everybody pay the same. Yeah, let me choose. Don't decide for me or expect me to. Yes. Correct. Don't assume. Jasmine, what's up, my friend? Jasmine says, if they expect it to be free, then no. If they're expecting to pay, most likely I'll end up doing it for free. That's how I feel too. I'm like, don't assume, okay? Don't assume. And then don't assume with an attitude. That's the other piece of it. I'm all right if you want to assume, but then you're going to assume with an attitude about my business, my services. Because don't forget, even though it's a fellow notary, I still maybe have to drive to you. Even if you're coming to me, I have my electricity, I have my time. I might have been laying in the bed watching a view. I don't know. Whatever I was doing, I'm not obligated to do your notarization for you, right? So I think we should approach things a little bit differently sometimes. And that goes to just basic common courtesy. I see we got a few new people that are with us. So any questions that you can immediately come up with, because I'm going to get ready to go. I got like 10 things to do. It is Sunday, but your girl is working, clearly. Any questions? I see we got some new people. If not, I'm going to tell you to go back and watch the replay. And on behalf of Notary Educators with Kimmi, I'm going to say have a happy Sunday. Whenever you're watching or listening to this, as always, I wish you much success in your notary business, okay? All right, guys. Until later. Bye.
Thanks for tuning in to the Notary Educators with Kimmi podcast. We hope you found today's episode helpful and inspiring as you build your notary business. Don't forget to explore our all-inclusive $47 monthly training notary library for more resources to expand your skills and services. Stay connected with us on YouTube at Notary Educators with Kimmi for even more tips, tricks, and industry insights. Be sure to subscribe and share this podcast with others who want to succeed in the notary field. Until next time, keep growing and learning, and take your notary business to the next level. See you soon! Don't forget, for all things notary related, visit notaryeducatorsllc.com.